Hello everyone, Switch Double here. This time in this video I'm going to talk about the Changelings. They have been friends with the Pony kind since the finale of season 6 until season 9. But then it came to me. A few days ago actually, what about after the season 9? What is the relationship between the Pony kind and Changelings afterwards? As we all know that in season G5, the Pony society has been divided into three tribes again, like that. So what about their relationships with other kinds like the changelings, the jacks, the dragons, and the griffins, bro? Have they all stayed remain in very good relationships with all the other creatures they came across before? Well, that's we don't even know. I mean, how did this affect their relationship with the changelings after season like, G4 and the beginning of G5? Are they still in very good terms with the changelings, or are or has or had the Ponykind somehow cut all contacts, all relationships with other creatures they come across with the griffins, dragons, and the great changelings, bro? I mean, consider that the changelings actually did help at the season 9 when they actually helped to defeat the later Doom like Terak, Kosugro, and Chrysalis. But in my first perspective, though, even after season 9's finale, as we see in the last episode in the last problem, it has been a number of years since after the coronation that Twilight became the queen of Equestria. And from that perspective, only for a brief moment seeing there, the changelings had remained good friends with the pony kind. And even the jacks, griffins, the dragons are all good terms with the pony kind even after all done that. But here is the main question. What happened to the changelings and their relationship with the pony kind after and beginning of the G5? Are they still in good terms, or has the pony kind cut all contacts with their former friends from other cultures like the hippogriffs, the griffins, the jacks, and even like the dragons and changelings? Have they severed all contacts with them for all like permanently, or are they still good terms with them despite they are living three different societies once again? I don't know. I mean, it would have been a great shame. It would have been sad if the changelings had their friendship, good terms with the Ponykind just severed because the magic disappeared, the friendship and harmony had been replaced by mistrust and paranoia. And even if that when the society had been divided into three different types, tribes again, something like that, and the magic is gone. And how did that affect the terms, the good terms, or at least the good relation that the Ponykind had with the Changelings and the other friends from other kingdoms? I don't know. I would be very disappointed if that the Ponykind has severed all contacts with the Changelings. As we find from back in season 1 and onward to season 5, they were the main bad guys to the Ponykind for many times, under the leadership of Chrysalis, which I can understand. But after that, Thorax had learned the potential and a true meaning of what friendship could actually bring more love. They could share love rather than stealing it from other ponies or other creatures. After that, the season 6 finale, when the changelings were reformed, they were actually accepted into Ponykind as their friends, and including when Ocellus, one changelings, actually was a student at School of Friendship, and Thorax, who was now the new leader and unofficially the king of the changeling kingdom, and they all were good terms. So what would have happened if the changelings actually somehow had their relationship with the Ponykind just severed? Could that have happened? It is strongly possibility it might happen that the ponykind has severed all contacts with some of their former friends like the Griffins, the Changelings, the Dragons, and even Hippogriffs. And for what purpose would they have? Well, there can be a few reasons why the ponykind decided to cut all contact with other kingdoms rather than being for themselves. But before them, they were only good terms. They were actually friendly towards each other. And in fact, in the last problem, we can see they're both hippogriffs and griffins and dragons at the School of Friendship under the leadership of Starlight Glimmer. So, in consider from that, why was something that after season 9 and at the beginning of G1, the first season of G5 had just erupted that friendship? What could have been a catalyst to just sever the contact, the friendship they had with changelings for at least a few years before that all happened? I mean, if Forax was still alive in G5, or did it also depend how far in the future it will take place? I mean, I know that Forax would have been very disappointed that suddenly all the friendship they had made with the Ponkind years earlier had been severed. But if that is true, but if that is not true though, what if they still had good terms with the changelings, but they all but even though they treat the changelings as their friends, but there still might be ponies in the other tribes or the other communities that could in fact perhaps treat the changelings with um, more cautious or perhaps even more of fear. But if the relationship between the pony kind and the changelings are still remained on good terms even in G5, will we ever see any changelings in G5, which I really hope for? I really hope that all the friendship the main six had fought for like the Griffins, the Ponykind to remain good friends, and the Hippogriffs, the Griffins, and the Changelings, and many others to be in good terms with the Ponykind. For another example, the dragons were not always in good terms with the Ponykind, because back from season 1 and onwards, the dragons were always feared by the Ponykind, except for Spike, since he was Twilight's personal assistant. And after all, he was just a baby dragon, but consider that. But ever since that Smolder actually became a student at the School of Friendship, Ponies in Ponyville actually accepted her. And not only that, even that Amber, who was the new Dragon Lord, might also serve as an ambassador for the pony kind for the dragons. So if there's something had happened to that something would sever all contacts with the dragons or included, or in this case, the changelings, what could have caused the changelings' good term relationship with the pony kind just severed? If the as if the ponykind ever had even severed the contact with the ponykind, there's only two main questions. Has their good terms or this good relationship with the dragons, the changelings, remained at the good aspects before? Or has their relationship with the dragons, the changelings, sorry, with the changelings and the ponykind had been ended? There are still many questions more about this. I mean, I was really hoping to at least see that the Changelings are still in good terms with the pony kind. I mean, ever since they know that. Still, there's still much more details of the G5 hasn't even been revealed yet. Even though about only a few months away to being the first official release of G5 the movie and the series itself, I would really hope that they can somehow indicating that the changelings and the dragons, the hippogriffs and the griffins and many other kingdoms are still friends with the Jamponi kind. Otherwise, all the efforts the main six had done for all their time during their lifetime had been failed. Considered how much work they put in to make that the other kingdoms to being realized friendship is stronger than being hostile against each other. So all their efforts to make all the other kingdoms friends with even by the pony kind and with each other has somehow any important future had just failed and all the other kingdoms are hostile against each other. Like, what if that had happened? Like the dragons can once again be hostile against the pony kind, and the changelings could be treated as that they can't be trusted, and that no ponies or any other creatures will even want to trust them because they're shifting ability. But even if we consider from one part, since under the leadership of the changelings after our chrysalis, they use their shape shifting ability to infiltrate like the pony society to steal love from them in order to survive. But after season 6 finale and it says onwards, they never used that ability against the pony kind. They actually was willing to share their love with the pony kind. And I don't want to see that all the hard work the main six had done to make the other kingdoms to realize friendship is more stronger rather from being hostile against each other. Even if they never been seen, but I will hope that they can even at least mention that the pony kind are still in good terms relationship with the changelings, dragons, and many other kingdoms. Otherwise, I would be very disappointed. After seeing how much hard work the main six. So in meaning, after all the hard work the main six put to make the other kingdoms to realize friendship is more important and rather being hostile against each other. So after all that work, what would they accomplish? Nothing. They would have probably they would probably have forgotten about their friendship they had with the Ponican or with each other. But in my really deepest heart, I really hope that the pony kind hasn't even ended their friendship with the changelings and the other kingdoms. Otherwise, I would be very, very disappointed. But I really hope at least could have at least perhaps seen them. That maybe there are changelings walking around in Equestria like their friends as all times before. Or at least they could be at least mention them that they are still friends with the changelings, the dragons, the hippogriffs, and many others. That's all I want to see. And if you have your own thoughts about this, let me know in the comment section below. This is Switch Diablo over and out.